All right, we are live. Nope, no, you can't come down here. Hi everybody, this is Susan Sanford from Vineyard Complementary Medicine. I am here this evening to teach you how to do a quick in-home functional pain-free movement self-screening tool. So this is it's a pretty simple routine to go through 7 motions about how to self-identify at-risk situations, which could include movement restrictions, weakness, and impaired posture. As I take you through these movements, I want you to think about just 3 things. Typically, a functional movement assessment will give you a score. I don't want you to worry about any of that. I want you to think about these 3 things. 1, can you even do the movement safely? So safety is first and foremost. 2, is the movement pain-free? And 3, can you keep your box square? Again, I'm talking about your box, just for those of you who do not know what your box is. Your box is the area between your rib cage and your pelvic bones. So you got your rib cage, pelvic bones, connect your dots, and there's your box. Okay? So again, to review, as I go through these movements, it's going to be, can you do the movement? And can you do it safely? 2, is it pain-free? 3, can you keep your box square? If you say no to any of these answers, thank you, sorry about that. If you say no to any of those questions as we go through the movements, then I would recommend giving us a call or calling any of a physical therapy or healthcare practitioner and getting a full comprehensive orthopedic diagnostic assessment, or you could sign up for our free screenings that I have opened up on Wednesdays for the duration. Okay, so again, reminder, can you do the movement and can you do it safely? Is it pain-free? And is your box square? Okay, so the first movement is, I call it the overhead squat. So you keep your arms up overhead, or try to, and you do a deep knee squat. And you go all the way down and all the way up. This is going to check your shoulder range of motion. Full range of motion requires, good healthy shoulders. It also requires your posture to be pretty good. If your shoulders are rounded, you can't raise your arms up overhead. Okay, so it checks for shoulder motion as well as posture. Keeping your box square is about core, and then it's also testing your hip, knee, and ankle flexibility. That's number 1. Number 2, step lunge. You're going to step, drop one knee down, come back up. Try it on both sides. Step, drop, up. Same thing, hip, knee, ankle range of motion, core, and some balance. All right, so now we have to, I'm going to move this table here a little bit. Make a modification. They have these tools in gyms. I'm just going to use a table. Get something that you're going to be challenged to step over that's maybe knee height or a little bit lower. All right, it's called what do we call it? The hurdle step, okay? So again, box is square. Can you do this safely? Step over and over. When you go back, all right, what does that test for? Well, box is your core. As you step on one leg, that tests your balance. And of course, you need really good hip, knee, and ankle motion for that. I'm going to get down to the floor now. Let's make sure you can see me. Active straight leg raise. Lie on the floor. Lift up one leg. The goal is to get it to 90 degrees. Okay, that will check obviously your flexibility of your hamstrings, flexibility of your hips. But the best reason why you want to do that and make sure that you can do that pain-free is because that's a really, really great test for sciatica. So if you lift up your leg and it triggers any symptoms down into your hips or legs, you want to be suspected that you have sciatica. While I'm down here, let's move on. Well, also for obviously hip range of motion, and it's a sciatica screen. Next comes the push-up. Doing a push-up obviously involves strength, good range of motion of your shoulders. but we're also looking for alignment. So you want to be in a nice plank position. The plumb line is your ears, shoulders, hips, knees, and ankles are in a line. So when you do a push-up, should be the same position as when you're standing. Plumb line, ears, shoulders, hips, knees, and ankles. So let's translate that to all the way down to the floor. Get into your plank position. Make sure that the head and neck are in line. Make sure that your bum isn't all the way up or sagging. Make sure your head isn't sagging either. Maintain your plumb line. And then can you do the push-up? Bird dog. Bird dog tests, you want to make sure your core is square. Bird dog is on your hands and knees, opposite arm and leg. Okay? Box is square. This also tests core and balance, arm range of motion, and also hip flexibility. So you take one arm, lift it up and reach the opposite leg, and try to keep basically keep your pelvis level to the ground, keeping your box square. Switch sides, one arm, opposite leg. Okay, can you do it? Can you keep your box square? And is it pain-free? And then the last one is really targeting shoulder range of motion. It is mirrored after what's called the Apley scratch test, and that's a functional range of motion assessment for your shoulders. Scratch test, well, it makes sense. Reaching behind your back this way, or you're trying to get an itch up this way, right? So what you do is you take your hands, make a fist. Okay, the way to do this is to make a fist. One arm down and creep it up, and then one arm behind. Ideally, you want your fingertips to touch back here. Switch sides. Can you do it the other way? Make a fist. Can you touch your fingers? Okay, keeping your box square, make sure you're not distorting yourself. Obviously, it's shoulder range of motion. It's shoulder blade scapular mobility. It's also posture. If you're rounded, you're not going to be able to do this, okay? So it tests posture, scapular mobilization, as well as shoulder flexibility. So again, ask yourself the question, were you able to even do it? Okay, if you try to do like the step over and you were all unstable, then you might need some balance work. So were you able to do the movement? Were you able to do it safely? 2, is it pain-free? 3, did you keep your box square? If you said no to any of these questions, please give us a call at 508-693-3800 for a comprehensive physical therapy evaluation, or go to our website, vcmpt.com, and you can register for a free screening. They're all via telehealth at this point. Thank you very much, everybody. Have a great night.